Wholeness, YouTube. First say signing back in here. Happy now. All is now too good to be in the present. It is Jupiter day in space and location where I'm at, and Horus is transiting the fifth house. And I was making a spirit talk before I was rudely interrupted by agent. Okay? Before I was rudely interrupted by an agent. So this is gonna be a spirit talk continuation. Picking back up where I left off. Okay, so I want to say that do shit because you want to do it. Do shit because you're spiritually inclined. Do shit because your spirit wants you to do it. Okay, yeah, do shit because your spirit wants you to do it. Right. And I was saying the wise learns from, beings who, are not spiritually inclined. Us spiritually inclined beings, we look, literally are looking down at, these beings who, and we're learning. We're learning at beings who are lost into the world, who are lost into the lights, who are just, out there, let's say, with a plethora of desires, beings who are, carrying, lower thought frequencies, carrying lots of emotional baggages, negative emotional baggages, okay? And we know nothing is formed without a thought, first Hermetic principle. Your thoughts, however you vibe with those thoughts will dictate your necessary actions, okay? So, I was saying, just do shit because you're spiritually inclined. Do shit because your spirit, your spirit wants you to. And, and it's like, it's not too much to that. We like I was saying, and I was saying that this yang realm, there's nothing wrong with the only way you can test your knowledge, your wisdom, only way to know if you have wisdom is to go out into the world and have experiences. Okay? Go out into the world and have experiences, to test your knowledge and to see how wise you truly are. To have those experiences with your knowledge, okay, to put it to the test, okay? So, there's nothing wrong with, utilizing the yang realm. There's nothing wrong with utilizing the lights. And like I say, everything that I see in this yang realm is a tool for my yin realm. Even the sun is a tool for my yin realm. If you watch my last video, I'm using the sun. Yes, Jesus, yes, Ra, Horus is a tool I'm using to charge up my crystals. You can see I'm using everything in the external realm for my internal realm. And as deep as you can go, dive as deep as you want into that rabbit hole. Okay? So, yes, as a creator, I create all of this. Okay? All of it. Just because we see these planets, I look up from my nothing, I create all of this. From my nothing, I create something. Okay? Yes, I see these planets, I see the sun, I'm working with these planets. But it's like, as an individual creator, I create this shit. I'm a co-creator. I create with these spirits. Spirit is just another name for God. Spirit is just another name for God. I create with these spirits. Some spirits are bigger, aka bigger space, take up more space. The sun clearly takes up more space than I do. Jupiter clearly takes up more space than I do. Venus clearly takes up more space than I do. But I'm an individual creator. Their spirit, the spirits of, these beings, these bodies of water, these are, also as within, so without, again. Hence why I'm able to even speak on this, why I'm even able to perceive these planets, because it's within me as well. I have all of them inside of me. Okay? So let me look back to that perception when I say, okay, yes, Horus and the sun and Jesus, the sun. Jesus is the sun. I don't care how indoctrinated you are. In 2020, my first eye is wide open. Okay? It's the brightest in the sky. That's the brightest star in the sky. Okay? And that's the one spirits are enticed by the most. This is the one that spirits are enticed by the most. Let me step out real quick. So, let's go deep. Is the sun, okay, when we look up at the sky, is it actually blue? Is the sky actually blue? Or is it just the joining of this chakra, the sun, solar plexus, the being that we live in, its solar plexus, coming closer to this chakra where I'm standing on, the earth, the heart of this being that we live in, to create that sort of heat and the light bending to, give this color vibration of blue in the sky. So is the sky actually blue because this chakra is closer to me? Or is it actually just, always dark? Is the sky actually blue? Or is it always dark? And it's just giving me the shape and illusion of blue simply because this star that is the closest to me is the brightest. And I would love the answer, and I would love anyone to answer that in the comment section. Any intellectual beings. So, is the sky blue? Is the sky actually blue? Or is it just the illusion that I get from this solar plexus being closer to me in the space and location where I'm at? Or is it always black, where I can look up in the sky and see all the stars? So I'd love an answer to that. Okay? I'd love and to hear your answer. Okay? So, yeah, everything you see in the Yang realm is a tool for you to use for the internal realm as an individual creator. Okay? So I just used Horus, aka Jesus, and the sun as a tool to charge up my crystals. Okay? So you can use Horus, like I've always been using Jesus, the sun, Horus, for, my skin. But now, nowadays, as I on my growth, You know, I realized that I'm not always going to be exposed to sunlight, you know, but I mean, technically, everything is, you know, sort of has the molecules and, you know, the photons. If you want to get micro, if you want to say, if we want to go on that micro level, you know, I got a solar plexus within me. But most definitely, of course, we can't live without the external solar plexus, you know. But yeah, you get what I'm trying to say, man. You're not always exposed to sunlight, so you can use sunlight to charge up your crystals and, you know, get that metaphysical energy, you know. And always do shit because your spirit wants to do it, and always do shit because you're spiritually inclined. Freestyle signing out. Catch you next now. All right. And this has been a deep video. All right.